Everyone, welcome to another video from Crafted Terrain. My name's Lee and today I'm going to be showing you how to make this awesome scatter terrain for a Hoth snow based board. This is going to be the first time using snow on the channel, so hopefully you can pick up some new techniques and I'll show you how I do things with snow that's real cheap and real easy, if I'm honest, and I think this has turned out real cool. As you can see, I'm in a different position today. We're in the process of moving studio, which is super cool and exciting, but it's had its challenges. So we're trying to keep the show on the road and we don't want any interruptions to our scheduling and how we're putting videos out. So most things have been packed in boxes and we're ready to go, but we've left the table and the lights and stuff like that. So, okay, let's get into the video. Okay, so to build these crashed air speeders, what I'm using is these Raval air speeders. The level 3 they are in build. They are small on scale for Legion, but I think they're going to look fine as terrain. And then I've got some Foamex bases that I've cut and beveled. The first stage, I'm going to go and prime these now grey so they can be painted up. Once they're done, we're going to come back and stick them to the bases. Okay, so the air speeders have been primed grey now, so I can paint them once they're down. And then what I'm using to stick them to this base is going to be some instant nails. I'm going to use modelling compound and snow and everything to build over the top of these, but I just want something to help the base stick in place really. So I'm just going to put 3 big blobs down like so, and sort of just embed the air speeder in to them there, so that should just cover the front up like so. As I said, once all this gets covered in snow, as it's going to go on our new Hoth table, which we're really super excited for, can't wait to have a battle on that. I'm just going to push that down and that's just going to hold in place, and then just smooth them edges out like so, and that should help hold like that. Okay, then I'm just going to go around, do the same with the others, place them in place, and then we'll leave them to dry. Back in a minute. Okay, so that's dry enough now for us to move on, and for the next stage I'm going to be using Luke's APS modelling compound. I've mixed some up till it looks like this, like sandwich filling. Then all we're going to do is look to build this up around the front of the ship, like that, as if the ship's embedded into the snow, it's crashed, it's gone along the ground and it's gathered all up at the front, and then we're going to leave it more open at the back to give that effect. Okay, so all you're going to do is just pour that on and just sort of work it away. There is going to be a layer of snow to go to this as well, so that will help build up on top also. So you don't have to be too neat here, just create that sort of structure that you're looking for, so it looks like the speeder is actually buried in the snow. Okay, I'm just going to go around, keep working that up like so, a little bit more on the front there so it's got more of a peak to it. Yeah, I'm happy with that. And then just go all the way around and then sort of leave the back bit here open, because all that snow has been pushed to the front as the speeder slid through. I'll get that done, come back and show you how it's looking, guys. Okay, so this is all dry now. The speeders are set in place and they ain't going to come out, which is great. Now I want to move on to the snow. What I'm using for snow is just baking powder, the stuff you buy in your regular supermarkets. We're going to be mixing that with some PVA white glue and some white paint. The reason we're putting the white paint in, because baking powder will yellow over time as it mixes with like oxygen and stuff, so it's good to put the white paint in. And then what I do at the end is I seal with it, I paint it white once it's on and dry again as well, and seal with a varnish, and I've never had any problems with that method so far. In the past I have done it other ways and I have had problems with yellow snow. Yellow snow is just never good really, guys, so stay away from it if you can. Okay, so get yourself a little pot to mix up the snow. Sticking, I'm going to need quite a bit, so stick in a fair amount like so. I'm just going to break up the large bits that are in there so it's just like nice and fine, and then we're going to mix in some PVA glue like so, and a bit of white paint.
and then just stir and mix it together until you get a consistency that you're happy with, that sort of looks like snow. It will take a while. You know, I don't have a made up ratio for this, I just go off the site and feel. So this is still far too dry, a bit more paint. But this will dry rock hard and adheres to anything that you put it on. So I can use this same technique for my miniature bases. If you check out our Instagram, I've got the FD cannon on there that's from Hoth and some Snow Troopers. And now I've used this method for both of them, and that's been on their base for quite a while, and there's no problem with yellowing. This is starting to mix up quite nice now. Again, we're going to need some more. You can add water. The problem I find with water is it just goes a bit too mushy too quick. Okay. Guys, if you're enjoying these videos, remember to subscribe and give us some support. It really does help us out. We are trying to push on now and get our subscriptions up to that 1,000 mark. We're still in our first year, and we said at the when we all got together and started this, we wanted to try and hit that 1,000 mark within the first year. So your support would be very much appreciated. Okay, remember, hit the like as well, and if you want to know anything, just let us know in the comments and we'll get back to you. And check out our social medias on Twitter, Facebook and on Instagram at Crafty Terrain. So what I'm going to do, you can see this is sort of coming together now in the process that I'm following. I'm going to get it to the right consistency by just mixing these two together, and then I'll come back and show you how it's looking, okay? Okay, so this is the texture that I've got. I'll bring that nice and close so you can see. And then what we're going to do is just grab the piece that you want to work and just use your tongue suppressor and just push that on to where you want all that snow, building up around the front as we've been doing. And this is quite sticky stuff now, so it's got all that PVA in. Just mound it up and just go around the whole piece, wipe it off the tongue suppressor. If you want to get messy, you can just use your hands for this, and then just stick that on, which is what I'm probably going to do, just because I can be more precise on where I'm putting it. There we go. It comes off the fingers much better than it does the tongue suppressor. Okay, so I'm just going to go around, work all this on, and then we're going to come back and stipple it with a brush so it adds a bit of texture to that snow. Okay. Okay, so the snow mounds are all done now. It's looking pretty good. If you've got any smooth areas now where you've pressed with your fingers, just take a brush, like a fairly firm brush, and just stipple, and that'll get rid of any smoothness and put a bit of texture back into the snow, really. And that's all you're looking to do, and just move it around and shape it the way you want. You don't need to do this. Sometimes it can just look fine, but if you have got any smooth areas that you're not quite happy with, then this is a good technique to use, okay? And just go for the look that you really want, really, from the snow, because you can get more sludgy snow, fresh snow. Obviously this snow would be disturbed if it's just had a ship sort of crashed into it, so I don't mind there being a bit more texture in it. That's all you're looking to do. And then you've just got to let them dry now. I'm going to give them like a good 12 hours to dry, and then we'll come back and we'll throw some paint down on the speeders, get them looking all a bit damaged, and then we're getting close to the end, guys, so stick with. See you in a sec. So that's dried rock hard now, and basically we're ready to paint the air speeders. So I'm just going to go and do a quick paint job on there, not like what I do on minis, just because this is only terrain, but I still want them to look good and a little bit like rusty and weathered. I'll get that done, I'll come back and I'll talk about the paints that I've used once they're painted. Okay, so I've painted up the speeders. I'll give you a close-up look. What I've used was Decked Tan from Vallejo Model Colour, and some ivory from, I think it's Game Colour, and basically mixed that up, and that looks pretty nice. Just using a heavy dry brush over the top to give it the look, and then just painted in the windows black and the exhaust bit here, and then just used an orange to give it its squad markings, and then a bit of typhus corrosion and some beastie brown to do the weathering effects. Quick paint job. Doesn't look as nice as the speeder that I've actually painted, but this is cool and it's going to work well for terrain. Next stage then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around now and paint the snow white. And I know that sounds funny because it already is white, but it'll help if it does yellow. And I'm just going to use this cheap craft paint to do that. And also, if you look close, there's a few mistakes where I've gone on to the snow there that I want to cover back up. And then that's pretty much done. The final step then, I'm just going to use a matte varnish and give them a spray just to help seal that baking powder mix, and again that will also help with the yellowing and protect the terrain a little bit when it gets knocked around on the board. And what I'll do is I'll throw them down on a game mat, get some minis around and we'll have a look. I think they'll look pretty cool. Back in a sec, guys. Okay, so there we have it. Speeders looking really nice on our new Hoth mat. This mat's from Deep Cut Studios. Go check them out, guys. Really good mats if you're looking for something that you can just fold away and then whip out for your battles and stuff like that. And this is actually double-sided, so that's real cool also. So you get 2 mats for 1. Let's take a close look at the speeders. Now that the snow's been painted and it's been sprayed with the varnish to help with that yellowing, I think they look really nice. Can't wait to build some more Hoth terrain and then hopefully get a battle on it real soon once we've moved studios. There you go, guys, another simple terrain piece. Okay, let's get this wrapped up. So there we have it, guys, our first tutorial using snow, and I think it's turned out pretty cool, to be honest. Hope you have a go at home, give it a try, see how you get on. If you need any help, let us know down in the comments. Happy to help anybody out that needs any advice or tips. If you've enjoyed it, leave us a like. If you want to see more, remember to subscribe and click that bell. And if you want to go that extra mile, remember you can always check out our Patreon and help us that way. Guys, hope you've enjoyed the video. Have a great day and take care.